Alrighty, everyone. Is everyone excited for another exciting episode with the Rotgoons?
Yay!
Yay! Did you have that cute and ready? Go, I got my bit. I got my thing. I don't have to scream to wake up the missus. Just
She's actually out of town, and I just have a hype button. Literally, chat ordered it for me.
It's so distorted through the mic. It's like you got like a toy and it's sad.
That's basically what it is.
It's tired hype. It's the content creator hype. It's just.
It's the type of hype where it's like, I'm just suffering, man. Every day's misery. I've made so many like YouTube shorts and stuff about stupid shit, and I just don't.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Now this entire VOD's gonna be demonetized.
Not
So tired.
Not to be like that, everyone, but if we look over in the corner, for everyone who is not watching this, but just listening to it, I want to alert us that today, Soren begins with 3 villain points.
Yeah, thank you, Chad, for the...
Thanks,
for the
Cat.
episode.
What?
Yeah,
I'm in danger.
What did Zoran do to deserve those?
He's Zoran.
Wait, what do you
Well, he
mean I
needs-
don't deserve it?
He
Wait, what
needs.
the hell?
He needs
How did
every.
You know what?
He needs every opportunity to take you out.
You know, yeah, because, you know, if you kill Beetle, you cure the rot.
No, you don't.
If you send Beetle's soul into the nether to be consumed by astral entities,
Wait,
the rot disappears.
If you do this to me, I'm just reminding you softly that Beetle has like 12 siblings, and I will come back as the same character.
Hide behind the pile of dead kobolds. There's 57 more of me.
I kept trying to see if we could watch Darkness Rising on stream, or like the watch party system or so. It's not
Yeah.
available. I was so mad. I'm gonna
Oh.
find a way to watch it
Oh.
with everyone. All right. But welcome everyone to another episode of Rotgoons. As SaltyJub mentioned, you can also listen to us. It's one thing I want to remind folks, 'cause a lot of people come up to me and say, hey, is this in podcast form? In the description of every YouTube video, or if you just kind of Google up Rotgoons podcast or the Narrative Declaration podcast, you should be able to find everything we have, along with on our website at narrativedeclaration.com. And of course, if you like what we do here, patreon.com/narrative declaration. Or you can get like PDFs, all sorts of awesome things, background of the lore of the custom setting that we have over at Grimdark setting of Rotgrind, along with a bunch of other awesome things. Or supporting us here on Twitch, so you can get the VODs early and stuff. Because of Twitch's issue, I had to put everything under the sub like VOD thing or whatever. Because I, for some reason, can't selectively do it anymore. They took that feature away. Like some people, the
love
old
that.
ones.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes no sense. I have no idea why. They're like, oh, you can't do that anymore. I'm like, why?
No, but why?
So,
Fuck you, Soren.
yeah,
Twitch,
so it's
Twitch coming off a drunken bitter. Oh, it seems like a good idea.
I
Flips the
just
switch.
we'll just make the platform worse. Just ruin us all. But Rotgoons cannot be anything without its amazing players. Starting off with the absolutely amazing Minerva.
Hello, my name is Minerva. I go by Party Demoness over on Twitch and Twitter. I am an artist and a full-time content creator, and I play the role of Grey Crocus, the Knoll Ranger. And I'm super glad to be back.
And next up, we have the ever Cody, the ever cult, the ever speaker of the unknown, Cabal.
Hey everybody, I'm Cabal. I am a variety and horror streamer, voice actor, and artist here on Twitch.tv. And I play Tellem Shabura, the ghost magus and local spirit of capitalism.
And of course, we have our resident little guy, played by a Froggy Luck, if that is your real name, who has been complaining and threatening chat, where I, the game master, has been like toiling over a hot core rule book just for you.
What? No. Okay. Good times. Hello, everybody. I'm Froggy Lock. I am an innocent artist and variety streamer who's never done anything wrong in their life, and you can find me under Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, like any social media platform under Froggy Lock. I've never done anything wrong.
And after that live, we have the ever talented, the one whose art always impresses everyone, along with their amazing personality, SaltyJub.
That's me. I'm SaltyJub. You can find me over at twitch.tv/SaltyJub and SaltyJub on Twitter, where you can find my funny art.
And of course, I am your host and game master today, Zoran the Bear. You can find all of my stuff over on Zoran the Bear, along with Hero Narrative Declaration, where we moved all of our stuff to. People still don't know where the streams are. It's over on the Narrative Declaration Twitch channel. So,
Go follow
who
the Bear
remembered?
Man. He's pretty awesome.
Who remembered what happened?
Sticks
remember-
up shaky hand.
And you know, if you get it right, if you're able to recap what happened last time, remember it's 2 hero points. But if you mess up, I will increase my villain points. I'm capped out at 3,
Oh,
but
no.
I think I'll break the rule.
What?
And just to give me a little. give me
Okay,
maybe a
in my
fourth one.
defense, I didn't know you were asleep when I called you, and it was a good joke. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this.
No, go ahead. What was the joke, Froggy?
Yeah, and Fargy.
That you woke
Yeah.
my ass up for?
Share
You
with the
broke my
class.
sleep schedule.
I like
So
Yeah.
funnies.
for any listeners who can't see the chat and everyone screaming that it's time for Beetle to die, so I called Zoran. I called Zoran on Discord because I had a funny joke. It was like 3 p.m. I'm like, oh, Zoran's not asleep. Zoran's awake. It's fine. He was asleep, and I woke him up, and he picks up the phone, and he sounds like because he just woke up, and I'm like, haha, you want to hear a funny joke? What do you call fish with no eyes? And he goes, I go, a fish, and then I hang up.
And I was so
And-
mad I couldn't go back to sleep because I was trying to fix my sleep schedule.
And
They're
now
literally
we
just
know
like,
why
I'm so
Beetle will
mad.
die this session.
Yeah.
I
So-
can't believe I can't believe the party was gifted beetle skin boots.
And so as I was streaming, making the map for this session and stuff like that, I was like, you know what? I think the way to cure the rot is if we just kill Beetle. I think we just make sure Beetle just explodes in a nuclear explosion. I think we'll be fine. I think it'll just solve the world's problem.
The next episode of Rotgoons will be called "Beetle Must Die" with an exclamation mark.
No!
A hot atomic reaction fueled by DM rage.
I'm so upset.
What a time to be alive.
Last time that we played, I wrote out a quick little summary for myself just so I could get quadruple A++ points. I actually
You're
had
the
a
one that needs it.
I had a nightmare about school last night, and I didn't write out a quick, concise summary of what happened, but I do remember. So I think I could still A++ it because I remember it perfectly.
Okay.
Is it because you didn't pass the test at school?
I had a nightmare where I was at school and we were doing a test, actually. They gave us newspaper articles that we had to read, and there was a question about each newspaper article on the back. So I read this really long newspaper article because I was like, it'll have the most information in it. And then I turned it around, and the teacher forgot to write a question on the back. And I read the whole newspaper article for nothing, and I went to the teacher, and I was like, please give me more time, please give me more time, so I can read a different article and write a different essay. And he was like, no, I don't feel like it. And that was my nightmare, so hopefully that's not like, forewarning.
So about that summary.
About that
That
summary.
summary. So when last we left our gooners, they were coming
Oh
up.
my god!
God!
I like out the
They-
Urban Dictionary for Gooners. Hold up.
So nobody Urban Dictionary gooners. We were coming out of the sewer. We had just finished getting
Hold up.
everything. Oh.
Gooners, one who's completely miserably addicted to porn but embraces and loves it.
No! Froggy!
We were climbing out of the sewer with our goods, with Holic spices and all our goods, and we were all heading back to the Elmas. I had picked up a few notes, and one of them mentioned a job from a guy named Croc, and this is relevant because we found a guy named Brug, and you might be like, that's not Croc. I know, hold on, I'm getting to it, okay? So
His
Brug
name
is
is
like...
What is it when you switch the letters around? Something that spells something different?
Gerb? Anyway, so he was
Yeah.
Wait, what? Brug? Gerb? Wait, can you rearrange his name into something else?
An
No,
anagram.
go
I
on,
was going to say
Froggy,
Brug is an anagram for Croc.
No, it's not. Anyway.
Go on.
So he was very desperate to move some barrels, some kegs of alcohol, giant kegs of very fine, very expensive, allegedly expensive alcohol, to, lo and behold, a guy named Croc. Croc's got some place, and he's got some fancy booze that he needs, some suds. And he's like, oh, guys, can you please help me move this? My daughter, she's sick. I need the money to provide for my daughter. My wife is dead. Please help me move this barrel. It's so heavy. So we went and we helped move the barrels, except for Tellem, who sat on his butt and didn't do anything, except for ghost change a chest.
Madam, I am literally ethereal.
And then
He has a
Now we made it-
disability. Don't be mad at him.
I can't. Holy shit! I can't believe
no,
that
you
Beetle is ableist.
up against ghosts. Shut up. We got to Crocs. There was this little goblin fricker, this hecker, and the goblin was like, I'll pay you this toothpick in my pocket. And then Tellem was baller now, and Tellem was like, no, actually give us real money. So then we got real money, and we were departing with our good friend Brug, who's our new best friend. And we were like, hey, Brug, we like you. We like your gusto. We like your gut. Also, you got a nice, handsome face. Why don't you come work with us? And Brug was like, bet. See you later. Maybe. Alligator. And then he took off. And then we took off. And we went to the Elmas. And the Elmas were like, okay, now we just need some decorations and merch to sell. And we were all like, we freaking got that. We absolutely got it. And then the super cute little mouse lady, whose name I'm blanking on right now. Vina! Thank you so much. Vina was like, I know a blacksmith. We just got some baubles and general merch things. But she predominantly was like, there's a blacksmith who might be able to help you with crafting some of the sparklier accessories and things that you were going to sell at the fair, at the big parade festival party. So we were like, awesome. And we went off to the blacksmith's first. We had another location on the map, but that's not relevant right now for this summary. So we're going to the blacksmith's, and we get there, and everything is suspended by chains and ruined and gross and awful. And we're like, oh, this is horrible. And then there's a guy on a roof, and everybody else is being sneaky and quiet. They're like, what's that guy doing up there on that roof? And then Beetle was like, oh, that must be the blacksmith. You know, he's up on his roof. Hey! And then he shot me. I mean, Beetle.
Directly through the chest.
Then he shot Beetle.
Zing!
Yeah, and then a huge fucking bloodbath exploded, and we were fighting, and we found that, like, townspeople were dead all over the place.
And then we looted them.
And we... they don't need those things anymore, so we looted them. And then we just hear some Simish, you know, Yeah, we hear some Simlish coming over the horizon, and then a Sim dressed as a warlock appeared with his with his scrolls and his armillery, and he was going, hey, and then also Brug, our good friend Brug was there, and it looked like he was getting Brug to just like slaughter these townspeople. And we were like, Brug, what's going on? How could you? And then Hart had like a super badass moment with Brug where they were fighting each other, and then Hart had a bro moment with Brug where he shielded Brug from an explosion that happened. And then Brug and him, like, you know that gif of the muscular hands clasping together and their arms are just flexing? It was that, and they turned and they killed the warlock together. And then there was and I have a question about this event, but what happened next was there was this surreal...
I liked the part where I didn't help fight the warlock at all.
Or me, or Gray.
I like that part.
Okay, we all helped. Actually, I didn't help at all. You and Gray helped. Beetle ran away.
Yeah, you tried running off for more bolts, and you were like, "This is clearly the best option." And we're like,
No, I was also thinking we could create like a barricade at the door in the blacksmith and use it to like avoid blows, and maybe they've got some magic stuff in the blacksmith. Anyway, you know what? Doesn't matter. It's in the past. I don't need to defend my actions. The point is,
Beetle was range support. Grandma was holding Talim's back.
Talim was fighting a crazy ass redditor.
Yeah, and had a wizard battle.
Yeah. They
have
had
a
a
wizard
wizard
battle.
battle. There was a
That's pretty
wizard
great.
battle. It was pretty great. It was super sick. And then
My
after
shield
the
broke.
wizard battle was your shield shattered. It was so badass. After all of that, but remember when we were back in the sewer? Maybe you don't remember. If you don't remember, I don't know why you're watching episode 5. Go back. We were in the sewer, and there was this red light, like this. There was a stone that we got, and then it's transported us into this incorporeal black area room space thing, the metaverse, with this red
Oh my god, we're gonna be Doctor
Light.
Strange.
and this gross, scary voice was talking to us, and we were like, "Oh god, we got to get rid of this trinket that we have because it's got a gross voice that's talking to us." The session ended with that happening again, except Hart was talking directly to it. I think in another language. Am I remembering that correct? And
it was another language.
We
He
were
was just like, Papa.
yeah, Zoran, you mentioned that we were there. Could we hear and see Hart talking to this thing? Obviously, we can't understand what he's saying, but that was my question that I had.
I'm glad you brought that up, Froggy, because I'm going to hold you there.
Okay,
And
how was it? How was it? Did I do okay?
you did well. Chad already gave you a couple of hero points, so I'll give you
Give me
one
more.
to get you maxed out. So you're now at 3.
"Woo!"
And I'm going to take that extra, and you decide, Froggy, who you're going to give that extra to.
I'm gonna give that one to who's lowest? Min.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, let's give it to Gray.
Okay.
I know you're tied with Salty, but Salty's closer.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm at 3 HP.
No, stop! You're not! I'm gonna heal you! Stop! I'm gonna heal you!
Alright.
She didn't give it to me because she's ableist against ghosts.
Stop!
Oh my god!
People are gonna
Before
get action.
and before anybody gets pissy about that, I'm disabled IRL. I can make those jokes.
So
All
am
right.
I. That's
You're
the best
allowed.
part. I'm disabled IRL too.
Yeah,
Please, no one cancel me, please. My legs don't work.
we're busted as fuck.
We bussin'.
I love you guys. I love it.
Thank you, man.
I wish my joints
If
loved me. No.
if Beetle's legs ever do break, and I decide to break them with the falling statue or something, there are
Don't.
wheelchairs in Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Can you?
There are
Okay.
there are
We're gonna
legitimate
get you a
combat
battle
wheelchairs,
rascal. It's gonna be
so
great.
I got you covered.
I swear to God, if you stick him in a wheelchair, I'm gonna. No, wait. I
can't-
still.
I can't believe that Beetle became Professor X.
I have racial crawl and slither feats, so can I just use those without my legs? Can I just go around?
Oh my god! Just like crawling yourself just all over the place with your arms just
Yeah. Knocky.
But to wrangle us in a little bit,
Sorry.
wrangle us in a bit. No, you're good. You're good. You're having a good time, and that's good. From last we left off, after Froggy's excellent recap, we got people some hero points. You guys did see something amalgamate together, a large red light speaking to you. It all kind of whoosh, comes back down. And you find yourself still around, Brug looking down. Brug looking down at the corpse of the individual with the bundle of scrolls. Hart, you're still standing there, quite hurt. Several strikes even from Brug's axe were right by you. And this is where you all left off. Combat has ended from last time. So what'd you guys like to do?
I just talked a lot. Somebody go first. I feel like I'm talking nonstop. Somebody go first.
Tellem will, hold on, wait, can I grab myself? Oh, there we go. We'll drift over to where, Brug and Hart are and, look down at the individual, with the scrolls and, they're obviously dead. He looks back at Brug and is just like, an unfortunate meeting.
Gray is going to call back for Beetle because, hey, Beetle, it's over. Come back.
Oh, I swear I wasn't running away. I swear I was just going into I was going to look for bolts and maybe there was some special really fancy.
Shh.
Just
Okay,
grab,
it's over.
grab the Borzoid snoot and hold it closed.
Just closes his mouth.
Hart turns around a little bit from the corpse, looking around like, where am I? What the heck is going on? Like that look on his face, and like some ships of his clay skin is just falling off. He doesn't like know what the fuck is going on.
Okay, I'd like to scamper over and do my little heal for as much time as necessary to patch these guys back up in our moment of calm.
If you want to do first aid,
Yeah.
instead of battlefield medicine, you could sit down and take some additional time, but you guys could probably do it in a better location. Probably not out here where it's all grimy and bloody and stuff.
Okay.
And with that mental note, Brug will kind of go, he'll just spit on the corpse of the scroll master there, and he'll look at Hart and goes like, sorry about the
Yeah, what was that about? What the heck is all this about? And I'm gonna roll my 2d8. I'm just gonna use assurance on Hart first. I'm gonna start picking up Hart's clay body off the floor.
To help you with your first aid, because I want to teach you a neat thing you could do with your first aid.
Oh!
That's why I want you to wait a little bit. Just a game master thing for you. I'm not gonna throw something at you right now. So with your medicine stuff, let me get your
I'm ready to learn.
Where the heck is your? I'm trying to find your battlefield medicine thing. There it is. All right. So battlefield medicine for treat wounds. What you can do if you under the description says, you do medicine check. Usually it's 15 DC and stuff like that. If you're an expert, use it to 20 to gain 10 more hit points. You can, what it says here, if you succeed at your check, you can continue treating the target to gain additional healing if you treat them for a total of 1 hour. And you can double the hit points they regain from treat wounds. So you feel like you're in a good time. And also, Talim's floating on the overlay again. And,
I pressed the wrong button. So.
Yeah, I know you probably messed up.
The one key I didn't rebind.
He's ascending.
And,
Ascending. I've only got 3 hit
allows
points.
you to
I'm going to the afterlife.
To like spend some time with everyone and get them all kind of brought up. So that's how treat wounds can be super beneficial. Battlefield medicine is like, oh god, right now, but this allows you to even do a check to even try to crit, so you just go right the full if you need to. So,
Oh, sick. Okay.
So suck it, clerics.
Okay, awesome.
All right, and
We didn't need clerics anyways.
so if you want to do it somewhere a little bit more comfortable, you could the DC can be lowered a little bit and it'll be a lot easier for you. So I can dynamically change it depending on your environment. Like out here, probably gonna be a little bit harder.
Yeah. So I might still do battlefield medicine right now. I know you said you're not gonna throw anything at us, but I feel like that's what Beetle would in character feel is the smartest move.
Yeah, so we're sure it's all gonna take your 10 roll there. And I will heal Hart for that.
Okay, and then I'll do it on Tellem. Oh, that's a D10.
Whoopsies, 2d8,
He blushes. Oops. Here you go, 5 hit points. You're welcome.
Heals you poorly, haha.
Wait, Froggy.
He blushes.
Beetle can heal ghosts with battlefield medicine?
Yeah,
how
'cause you have-
can Beetle do that?
With my Stitch Flesh move.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, restores hit points creatures, not just living ones.
Yeah,
Wild.
Ghost bandages.
Yeah, Brug will look at everyone and go like, sorry about all of this, like as you're patching up your friends. My job was just to basically wait down in security, and one of them ran over, like really hurt and such, and they said that somebody was attacking him, so we came in, but they have a lot of leeway in my life, and I had to make a decision, so but you have to understand, even me just helping you, thank goodness there's no witnesses now, but if they find out what I've done here, me and my family's dead.
Who's they? What the frick was it? Did you do this to all these people? What is this?
I wasn't here for the raid, but the Crocs basically had a plan to come here and shake somebody up, and things got bad. I don't know who they captured. The only thing I saw was a really big cage coming through, but I was there to pull security, make sure nobody was gonna come into this area as they looted the place, and it seems you got here right when they're about to loot it.
Croc did this?
Salim will kind of look up at the sky a little bit, and then he looks back down. And he's like, and so things go in the underworld. Like, fortunately, you're okay. It's like, and of course, no witnesses. So you won't hear any words out of our mouth about what happened here.
It's like he
Lip
nods. It's like, I'm sorry to get you all into this. Like, we should probably look around, just make sure there's just not going to be a survivor or anything, because if they find out, like, you're all involved now. If anyone speaks.
Huh?
Yeah, that's how it goes, Beetle.
Yeah, you just came in, you killed Croc's men. Not to mention, you killed one of their word eaters. Like, he prizes them, and he motions over to the guy with the bundle of scrolls.
Well, he was an asshole.
Yeah, he was a bit of a dick, you know?
just a smidgen, a tad. Just a hint of a dick. Can I roll knowledge arcana on what a word eater is?
You sure can.
Nice. I got a +8 to it, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll this. I get a 8 for a total of 16 on that roll.
I watched it.
Do they
tilt
eat
on the
words?
10. I watched it on the 20. It like wobbled and then it fell on the 8. I was like, ah!
Yeah, it'd be like that.
You won't know a huge amount about them, just in passing, probably like from some tomes or texts like that. You know that there is a magical way to where some people, learn magic either through study of books, they carry spell books around, or innately via either their bloodline, kind of like sorcerers, they'll know things. And people can use scrolls, but there are some people who have like the ability to consume those pages. So instead of learning it through years of practice and memorization, they have a ritual where they can take the very runes and the very magic inside the scrolls, or kind of sometimes magical items if they're super powerful, and imbue it into their skin, and they can like quickly just it burns through their skin as they cast things, and they commonly like to use scrolls as kind of like a quick access way. So they like to hoard magical stuff, and like they're basically like a different way of a spellcaster.
Okay,
Salim will look down at the now dead word eater. I'm sorry.
That's a
Sword's
pretty
eyes
fatal type
just got
of
really
world.
big. He's like
Different world.
And a word eater, and Talim will like start to like rub his hands together, and like his eyes turn to a bit of a smile once he realizes what they've just had on their hands.
You look excited all of a sudden.
What is this world coming to?
Calm down. Yelling isn't gonna help.
You can't be this excited about having to leave no witnesses. What if we find any survivors and then we had to kill them, but they're just a regular guy? Why are you so happy?
But Beetle, heart stands up after being patched up. This world is coming to a ruin.
Ah!
And this points down at the being on the ground. This is one of the people who ruins it even further.
Oh,
this
yeah,
is one of the people who nourish themselves off of other people's misery. This is a creature known as a wizard.
Did your dad send you here to kill wizards? Like, what was that about?
He just like looks up at Hart. It's just like,
Imagine Taleem's hands are open, like, bro.
it's like the Captain America thing where like unstraps the shield and it's just like the remnants of it drop and he's just like, bruh.
No, you
Oh, no,
dropped that.
Not you, not you, Taleem, dude. You're fine.
Hey,
You're on our side.
Wait. Because we could see you talking here to was the sun?
Yeah,
Like
can we talk about that for a second? What happened? What was that?
Can we talk about you teleporting us to the sun and talking to it?
I am very certain that was not the sun.
I'm the
Okay.
sun.
Are you a doctor? I didn't think so.
No, I'm the sun.
What?
What do you mean you're the sun? Was that?
The sun.
No, this.
I am pretty sure that was my father. I am pretty sure. I am
Dad's
pretty
the
sure.
sun?
No, I am the son of my father.
No, I'm saying S-U-N. You're saying S-O-N.
Hart, do you even know
I
how to
can't
spell?
read. No.
I thought so. I knew it.
Why is your dad a big?
Brug's leaving. Goodbye, Brug.
As like Brug
Brug's-
starts to scoot away, it's like Taleem will like wave over to him. It's like, oh, he's like, are you leaving? Well,
Like,
if
you'll
if
see
so, take
Brug.
care.
As you guys are talking, Brug will crouch down over on the bodies and start checking their pulse and it's kind of overall just checking their gear and everything else. And he even starts looting the body.
Hey, wait a second.
Gray is probably
I
going
wanted to loot that.
Gray is probably going to try and sniff around to see if there's any like survivors that they do have to take care of, like listening for them, sniffing for anything weird.
Awesome. Roll me a perception check.
Yes, I can do that. I rolled a total of 12.
Let's go.
You
It begins.
you
see the
smell
creepy
a
beetle
lot
again.
of blood, but you also you don't notice anything particular, but you do smell fresh blood. You know, some of these some of these people have recently been killed, but at a degree of freshness, like somewhere kind of in the north is the freshest of blood, basically.
Guys, we should check the north. Something's weird up there.
Okay.
Smells weird. I'm gonna go check it out.
Oh, yeah, what?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about the sun later.
Taleem will look at Beetle Hart and be like, go with Gray. I will be right there with you. And Taleem will actually he will scooch down here and he will start to mage hand the belongings of the world eater, not the word eater.
I do.
I hate it.
So
I
was
can't believe this guy got a promotion from a typo.
Literally, I was sitting there just going like, what am I going to call these guys? I was thinking the concept for them, and I'm like, oh, cool, yeah, they can eat magic and stuff, and like eat scrolls and imbue them, and it's all neat and stuff. Yeah, I'll do that. And I was like, what am I going to call them? Like, well, Word Eater seems like a cool little, grim, darky name. I was like, someone's going to call it the Warhammer one. I swear to God. But yeah,
Look,
so
I've got 20 years of brain rot. I'm sorry.
I don't blame you, dude. It's okay. But you'll find that they will have a spell book on them, which I will drag over to your inventory. And the cool thing about it, it has all their prepared spells on it.
That's hot.
But it is the spell book. Some of the spells that it cast was imbued on its skin, and as you're looting it, you'll see that there are some carvings on at least kind of like how imagine like a tattoo on it was burned away. and you'll see that there's a remnant of it, but now too disfigured for you to be able to copy it off his skin. That's where kind of like that spell, like maybe the big explosion and the summoning thing came from. But you'll find a spell book that has the cantrips Chill Touch, Detect Magic, Prestidigitation, Freight Ray of Frost, and Shield, along with 3 first level spells. It has Command, Grim Tendrils, and Magic Missile.
Whoa.
Nice.
Cha-ching. We
It
take
also
it.
has a stagger, or not stagger, a dagger, and a staff.
Take his skin off. Take his skin.
Also, for stream, I'm trying a camera module thing. If it's really annoying, please let me know or give me feedback on it as the show goes on. It should dynamically zoom and change as they move around, so I don't have to keep changing it all the time. So
I
just
saw
tell me
that.
if that
That
works
looks
out or
really
not. But yeah, that's what you find on the body. So Tellem, as you're doing that, I'm now going to then look over to the rest of the group for Beetle, Heart, and Gray. Gray, you're looking around and stuff, and what you kind of see around you see a fountain. You see a fountain with some blood splattered, kind of coming off to the side, along with you, Beetle and Heart. But I'll say that you've been going off, Gray. I'm going to ask Beetle and Heart while you guys are coming up. Probably starting off with Heart. What are you doing as you're walking up there with Beetle and Gray?
Heart is he's a bit baffled still, if anything, about like what just happened. Heart has gone from the jovial, happy lad that he usually is into one that is lost in thought, as he doesn't really realize that he wanders into the darkness where everything is concealed from him. So I would just do a not a searching perception. I will just do a little bit of a classical perception of just, do I stumble into something? Yeah, I'm gonna roll a perception if that's all right, to just see if do I stumble into something.
You wanna be a little bit more specific for me, because if you just doing general, then I can't give you.
If that's the case, just let it be. He's just walking around thinking, mumbling to himself, and not realizing that he should probably like have a light source if we're looking for something.
Okay, and Beetle, seeing Heart having a struggle, and you're pitter-pattering over.
Yeah.
You
Beetle's
can perfectly
going
see.
Yeah, Beetle's gonna reach up and take one of Heart's sausage fingers and walk over to the blacksmith's and try and open the door.
All right, you're able to open it just fine.
Wow! I think he's gonna pat Heart's big hot dog finger. I think if there's nobody in here, and we need to get his voice is getting quieter as he goes into the and we need to get materials for the Elmas. We don't have to come back empty-handed, even though we're gross and sweaty and slimy now. Woo! Look at that fire! Wow! Look at this fire!
What you'll see as you further go into the home, you'll see that as you step inside, the house itself will kind of like it'll move a little bit.
Oh, I don't like that.
Because you'll notice that the chains are keeping the house suspended in what you'll notice that this big stone house reinforced by giant logs where the chains are kind of embedded to are suspended over this giant gap that is right underneath it. And you notice that there are no supports under this house. Like, and as you go through, you feel it move, and you hear the creaking of the house.
Does not feel like an ideal location for a forge.
And as you kind of just pitter patter inside, you see a brightly lit forge. Normally, this stuff, if someone's going to just leave, normally they wouldn't just leave this going for too long. And over to the north, you see that there is a giant bed. A giant bed along with a fallen statue that has kind of collapsed onto the house itself. You just kind of see like some rocks kind of pummel over down through a crack and come back up as some weight is shifting. You notice that it's a bit dirty inside. You see there's some scuff stuff here and there. Some furniture's kind of been moved around, but overall, not huge amounts been messed with.
So, are there any metals or circlets or things of that nature around the forge? That's what I would like to look for.
Roll me a perception check.
That's 21! 21.
21. So
21.
as you're looking around, you do notice that over here, right by the forge, there's this barrel full of just random metal knickknack, like scrap metal almost.
Woo!
Yeah, scrap metal, various bits and bobs, like things like bars that you put into like wooden doors to reinforce it and all that other stuff, like just like random kind of bars for prison gates, like a whole bunch of just scrap that just been thrown in here.
Do you think the Alamos will want to decorate with this? I'm gonna pull out a metal bar and hold it up for Hart.
Hart snaps out of it. He's just like followed Beetle.
Yeah.
If the little nubby hand just gripped onto his fingy, he would have leaned over to walk so the Beetle don't really have to like reach upward, and then he has just followed. Even if they are in this suspended rackety building, he's just like, yeah, sure, buddy, yeah.
Can you carry this barrel?
Yeah. Hart just walks over and grips onto it and like just fastens it around his hip.
Wonder how much money we should leave.
leave a tip. All right, thanks for the scrap. Hart, it is very heavy even for you, but you're able to huff it up just fine.
That's why he's carrying it by the hip. He's using his back and his legs and his shoulders and everything.
Don't lift with your back.
No, it's just slightly blasted.
Remember, lift with a jerking, twisting motion.
Yes.
No.
But yeah, he uses his hip as a to allow his entire body to utilize it as a counterweight.
Excellent.
So he carries it around.
So for you two, as you guys go inside, I'm gonna now switch it over to Tellem, who should have been finished looting the Word Eater.
Yes.
Tellem, after you've looted, you've seen that your friends have either gone up to the north or have gone inside. What would you like to do?
I will see where Gray and all of them headed up to, and I will actually start to make my way towards them. But as Tellem does, he will stop by Brug as he is looting, and he's like, take what you can, to pay for your expenses and everything like that, and then make yourself scarce. You know where to contact us.
Yeah, Brug will nod, and he'll start taking he'll just take like a coin purse and stuff, and any bits and bobs. Like, yeah, they're not gonna need any more. They'll probably just rot here, to be honest with you. That or the Tyrant's Guild will take him away. And then he'll, just nod to you and continue his business.
Yeah. Tellem will nod, and he'll be like, we'll make sure to clean up a bit.
He'll nod.
And at that point in time, Tellem will make the rest of the way up towards where Gray is looking, for survivors or witnesses.
Yeah.
We're looking for witnesses for things that have transpired in this area.
Yes. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie, I will do that. I have a +5 to perception, so I will roll that. And I roll a 12 for a total of a 17.
Awesome. As you're looking around like with Gray kind of like with your senses kind of coming in, you smell, Gray, you smell very fresh blood. And Tellem, you hear
Blood.
over inside of the fountain. It's over to your left. See, there's a tall fountain, obviously crumbled through time, no longer sporting water, but there's a trail of blood coming in through the cracks there, and you hear coughing.
She approaches and she leans over the edge to kind of get a look around, looks down into it.
As you look down, you see that there is a cloaked individual wearing some now really messed up leather armor. And you can notice that with how the hood is kind of shredded a little bit, you can tell that it is a elf. And he'll look up at you and go, "Losers."
Gray looks over at Tellem. Looks back down at the guy down below in the fountain.
Tellem looks back down and is like, I would say he's not going. It looks like they're not going to make it. But, and looks like at his own transparent hand, I'm obviously a bit biased.
What do you think we should do?
I'm not really qualified or able to mend the flesh of the living. I think this would be something more Beetle's department, but also if we want to keep things quiet. And he'll look back at the guy. Does he like? I know I don't have like I don't have medicine or anything like that, but can I do like just a general like medicine roll to see like if it looks like this guy's gonna make it? Okay.
Yeah, I'll allow you to try. Like you're on trains, so you're not gonna get super accurate information, but you can definitely roll and see what you can surmise.
Yeah, I'm just looking at him. It's like, does it got ropey bits hanging out? Oh yeah, he's not gonna make it.
How much better does it feel, Soren, now that he has seen a ghost?
All right, so
that's I'm finally dying, huh? With your 13 message, you can't 100% get a good surmise of things. But just looking at him, you see he has dark skin, blue eyes. You see that you don't see very visible cuts, like you see gashes and stuff, but from what you could see, you could tell like something in his chest is like collapsed. He's like he's just breathing wheezily, just trying to stay in there.
It's like He's like, looks like he's having trouble. It looks like he's having trouble looks like he's having trouble breathing. It's like, I don't miss that. And Tellem will kind of like hover over the guy and is like, so, friend, what brought you to this situation?
You wanna
Asking the dying man.
Yeah, he's asking the dying man. Tlem's dead. Like he's super casual about it.
Yeah, he will. What's it to you? No. You had the tyrants. You're not getting any information out of me.
Tellem like looks at him, like tilts his head. It's like, well, somebody's assuming.
With that, I'm going to now change the scene direction now over to Beetle and Heart. You now have acquired a barrel full of metal scraps and stuff, and you're within the working forge area here of this house. What are you doing?
It's okay, buddy. We'll talk about the sun later, and everything's gonna be okay. You the sun, your dad the sun. Let's check out a whoa! Look at that! And Beetle's gonna run over the statue and start pointing at it. It's just like you, dude!
Buddy, I can barely see anything.
Oh! Opening my inventory. I have a torch! Okay, Beetle will take that out and light it.
Okay, you can click on your token and click the top left torch icon. You'll turn it on. Wah.
Wow!
And then, you know the Will Smith pose where he's got both arms out? And he's leaning to the side? Beetle lights the torch and then does that at the statue, and he's just smiling.
Hart, you see a giant statue in front of you. It does not look like the vision that you saw, as even though the Beetle surmises, you will, in a closer inspection, you'll find that the statue looks eerily close to a depiction that you see of the prince. One of the deities pretty much kind of worshipped here in Outset.
Beetle's saying it looks like Heart.
Can I see the resemblance?
No.
It's
Hart strokes his cheek a little bit. I mean, it's crumble.
it's a statue
about
like
it.
you.
Yeah, and he has like 5 fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, you're both the Rock.
Amazing.
No, I'm Hart.
Hey, check this out. Beetle's gonna go over to the chest. Is it locked?
I can't believe Hart is Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
He is, and he's Hart.
You go to the chest and you see that this thing is heavy duty. This thing is giant padlock on it, iron bands around this chest, sturdy wood. It's locked.
Ooh. Do you think you can open this?
Looks down at Beetle, looks down at this. He can't disappoint his little baby bro. He can't do it. He can't bear himself to do it. So he goes, yeah, sure can. For you, anything. And then he wants to, like, just look at this chest in front of him. Like, padlock, I guess.
Okay.
Is there a padlock on this thing?
Yeah,
Or is it...
There's a big old padlock on the thing.
Okay.
Like, it's heavy duty. Like, even lock-picking lawyer would be like, Jesus Christ.
Try putting it between your teeth and biting hard.
Beetle, hear me out. I can't bite through metal yet.
I think Hart could. Look, it's about drive. It's about power.
I got this crowbar. It's about drive. I've got this crowbar. Beetle pulls out a crowbar.
Hart looks at it, squints a little bit, looks over at this thing. Soren, how big is this chest? With how big the bed was, with how
it's
like
a giant chest. I'm talking like it's over like maybe 6-7 feet wide. Like it's a big boy.
God.
This is a coffer. This is a person thing. You can put someone in this.
Beetle suddenly looks afraid. There's a person in here?
I can't believe we put Beetle in the chest and
No.
locked it.
No, I don't think so, Beetle. But what I do believe is that whoever he leans over the big locker and he slaps it once. Whoever is doing this kind of stuff knows their stuff. Because I ain't seeing big ass lockers like this one just rumbling around the world, you know? At least a group of people or one really strong person had to get this one in here. Now, hear me out, Beetle. I can pick this up and I can probably carry it out of here. I can probably drag it. You know what I'm not good at?
What?
Falling into pits due to the building shifting in weight.
Yeah, let's take it outside. My thoughts are, like, I don't want to rob this guy. I'm not looking to rob a bank. You know, if this is this guy's home bank, I don't want any of the... Yeah, if there's like a little necklace in there, if there's like just little things we can sell at the fair, I don't care about his money. I just want...
I love that. Beetle. As soon as you said that, I saw Gray and Talim's avatars just dupe down with their heads going down like, oh my god.
Well, you know, Beetle. So far, whenever we have, killed someone, we have taken their things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we haven't killed this guy yet.
Yeah, maybe he's still alive. Yeah. I'd like to go over to the bed. Can I look under it?
Sure, maybe a perception check.
now that at the same time, now that there is light in here, can Harp see any markings from like if there has been a battle within this place?
Yeah. Go and roll me a perception, Harn.
Also, I rolled a
Nice.
26.
Nice. Oh, you both throw 17 on the die.
I rolled 17 on die for a total of 23. Not as good as the super investigator Beetle.
So, so Beetle, because of you've been doing like the lead stuff and everything for your investigator stuff. So I've been giving you bonuses and stuff with the DC stuff and everything. And
I pursue a lead.
yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh. And
Detective Beetle is on the case.
yeah, ba-na-na-na. So as you look at the bed, there's no under it. It is a giant stone slab just boom right onto the floor itself. As you're investigating around of it, it's very basic. You could tell whoever made this is a ginormous person. And you say there's even a little teddy bear on the on the bed itself. But to you, it's giant. Like it's a big teddy bear.
It's Beetle sized.
But you say it's just like multiple stitch blankets together, things like that. You find nothing over at the bed. Even with your super high roll, and for hearts, for signs of battle in Beetle, you'll notice this as well. There have been signs of battle inside of this room. It's as if you could tell from, with your investigator eyes. It's like the bed has gone this way, it's going that way. Normally you'll get off this bed, but it seems to be in a hurry. The person went off this way, and you're like following. Yeah.
I can't believe it, Soren. I can't believe it. I can't believe that Beetle is Columbo.
And
one more thing.
You could tell just from you're getting a good idea with the scrapes and in cracked portions of the walls here, where like something must have been smashed on or something swung or whatever. Whoever was sleeping here got startled awake somehow, and you see the scuffs and stuff on the bed and stuff, maybe like metal on it. For you, Beetle, you identify as like maybe change, try to like get on top of this thing and like bring it down. And signs of struggles here, but for both of you, as you're looking around and really paying attention, you hear a conversation outside, and a voice you do not recognize.
Bro, do you hear that?
Bro, I did hear that.
Is that coming from outside where the statue is?
You hear it over to the left side, but you also hear Tellem's voice along with a voice you don't recognize.
Hart licks his thumb and index finger, and then he snuffs out the torch like a candle.
Tellem is talking. Quick, to the darkness.
and then he grabs onto Beetle. Like not like a squeaky toy, but more like he holds out his hand, like just get
like
up
a
and
stress squeezer.
he holds out his hand for Beetle, and then he will just lift his arm as far up as he can to gaze towards the outside. Can you see something? Because he knows the Beetle can see through the darkness. And he whispers, "Can you see anything?"
Can I see anything?
Roll me a perception check.
I like how Chad is just like, Periscope.
A periscope. I only rolled an 11.
Remember that
11,
you have three hero points.
With your roll of 11, the sound is not coming from that direction. As before, the sound is coming to your left.
I think Tellem and
west.
Gray, I think somebody found them. There's nobody out there.
Should we head back?
Yeah, I think you gotta turn around.
He turns around.
You can hear a lot better.
Then then he puts Beetle back down so that he can follow Beetle, because he snuffed out the torch so he can't see anything.
Beetle takes his big sausage finger and leads him outside.
Lifts Beetle up. Beetle, what do your cobalt eyes see?
What do you see with your special eyes?
What do you see with your special eyes? Jack shit!
I think we're facing the wrong direction. Call it a hunch. Just imagine the two of them just staring at a wall in the darkness, but they don't realize it.
Two brothers hanging out, doing things.
Doing things that brothers do. So we exit the blacksmiths and we're coming up on these guys.
And you will hear a little bit of the conversation that was had before, as you now enter the scene, Mr. Lean. You know, you're like, oh, I see how it is when the individual inside the fountain goes like, I'm not telling you anything. And you hear wheezing and coughing just the entire time in between words.
Gray kind of leans over and she's like, well, okay. Guess you die then.
Yeah.
Tellem is kind of like Spider-Man, like squatted on the fountain, but he's actually just like floating there, and he's got like his arms like draped over his knees, and he's just like, my friend here is correct. As you can see, I don't really care if you live or die. In fact, the living are often sometimes hard to associate with. And he looks around, with some exceptions. You might even be better off.
Oh,
Talking
thanks, dude.
shit over here?
We found someone.
Yeah, he's an asthmatic. I can hear it.
No, he's dying, Beetle.
What? Beetle takes a look. Oh, he's a dying asthmatic.
Hart looks down at this dying elf and he goes, I'm sorry. And then he's quiet and just nods.
Sucks for everyone that stares at him like for him to die.
Tellem will like look around at everybody. He's like, we're not gonna help this guy. He's like, look, we're not with the Tyrants Guild. We've just happened to find our way here while looking for a blacksmith. We're just wondering what happened.
We came down here looking for stuff, got caught up in a bunch of shit. My friends got shot. One of them fell apart. Sorry, Hart.
Oh, none.
And honestly, we got nothing to lose right now. So you could, tell us some stuff and we could help you out, or you just die.
You'll go.
Trade in exchange for information? I think it's a good trade.
Why would you? Fine. You help me out, I'll tell you something.
What? You can talk just fine. Tell us something first.
Gray holds out a healing potion. She kind of dangles it and she's like, listen, tell us a little something. We'll give you a little something back.
All right. So I want to ask everyone to do some stuff. But who wants to be the lead on either whatever you're doing, either a diplomacy, deception, or intimidation?
I think that I would argue that Min doing Grey Crocus just did the only kind act that any one of us ever did.
Yeah.
But I'm also in for anyone intimidating this guy.
I got a +1 in all of those things. Let's go.
I was gonna say there's a reason Tellem is a straight shooter is because I've got nothing in all of those.
Heart sociable. His brain is just somewhere else right now.
What's really messed up is Tellem is squatting over him like that, and he's not wearing pants.
So
No pants gang.
I'm gonna it's just kind of like a little social encounter thing to kind of teach you guys how this works. So in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, as you guys are still learning the system and stuff, here's a cool thing. Like, I've explained this before in our test stuff, but a cool thing you can do with your skills is that it doesn't necessarily 100% have to be deception, diplomacy, intimidation for any social encounter stuff.
Well, that's right.
I'll make an example. Say, for example, you want to guarantee that you have the ability to heal him. That Beetle could convince this guy. I'm trying not to backseat game you guys. I just want to teach you guys.
I
this.
appreciate
Oh yeah.
That like Beetle can go, hey, I'm a doctor. I know exactly how to get you fixed up, and in fact, I could probably figure out a way to get you healed even more and save your life. And you could use medicine to start explaining the process on how you would heal them. using medicine to try to convince this individual. So you can, instead of just being restricted to just the diplomacy skills, in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, you can use your other skills if you can make a good enough argument to do it. It's like saying, like, if you're trying to identify, like the quality of a chair for wood, you can use nature or crafting when arguing with a merchant to be like, no, that's not worth 100 gold, that's worth 50 gold, and that they'll be able to, you know.
I think
you can use that in the social encounters to gain an edge. So not everyone's just like, oh, I'm not good with diplomacy, so I'm out of this. Use your other skills and try to fancifully do that stuff, so you can dynamically do it.
I think one of my favorite examples is using religion to convince someone of your own faith that you are correct.
Claim you're floating again.
Tellem, no!
my God.
You said that and Tellem ascended.
Oh, you said faith. It's time for me to go.
It's like Gangster Paradise plays.
I really need to rebind that key.
Yeah.
And I was Googling what is it, society, and seeing what all it entails.
Yeah, so
And then
society. So if you want to try an idea here, someone needs to lead the conversation, then everyone else can aid in that with their own like checks and skills and stuff. But society, for you wanting for that, you can be all like, oh, I'm aware of the gang, and maybe, you know, you can be like, oh, maybe if I find somebody that you're parted with, you can, you know, report back to them. They might be able to give you a reward, or or like something like that. Like you'd be like, I'm aware of what will happen, you know, if we're able to bring you back and report and stuff. I don't mean to
So, no.
Like,
I apologize.
No,
but just to help you
you're
guys out.
fine.
no,
'Cause,
like that's actually
I'm brand new to
super
this,
helpful.
so I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You were quick and concise. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, if anybody else doesn't want to take the lead, I think Tellem will jump in and using his like knowledge of society and in the underworld, and he's like he like leans over the individual, is like, look, we all know what happened here and the things that go on in the darker side of the business world. He's like, I also realize that when somebody comes back and brings information with them, then it can be beneficial to said organizations. And what's better than not only living, but also getting a reward for it.
Wait, what's your argument?
So he's basically like, the idea is like, look, you give us this information, you get to live, you get to go back and like report or whatever. I'm assuming this guy is one of the gang or the criminals or whatever. I don't know. Does he look
You
like
could
that?
ask.
I don't know. Or okay, yeah, no, I didn't even. You what, mate? Shush, chat. Shush. All right, I'm trying my best. I'm 4 hours of sleep. Actually, no, like, yeah, that's a good idea. Scratch all that. He's like, are you one of the individuals that attacked this area? It's like, if you're not, I think we'd be more willing to help you.
For that, I'll allow you to roll a diplomacy check, or you can use your underworld knowledge, lore skill.
I will gladly use
I'll let you use
underworld lore,
because you could probably surmise a lot better. But
rolled a 14. I've got a +8. That's a total of a 22.
Awesome. He'll go. I figured it out, huh? Yeah, I'm part of Cross Gang.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, I sorry about that. I punched out the heart of one of your kin.
Oh man, see, you weren't supposed to say. Now we have to let him die.
You go,
Unless
did you get Ted? Fucking hated Ted.
What one was Ted?
He had a crossbow.
Oh yeah, fuck
Lookout?
that guy.
Yo, we totally killed Ted.
Nice. He fist bumps.
Fist bump is received.
Vitosa says, it's like, you don't seem too broken up about the death of your comrades. It's like,
Well, you just said he didn't like him.
He's like, look, living a Croc's life, means that it's kind of grip or eat world.
You're eating
You take advantage to survive. Some people get camaraderie. I'm not one of those.
what if you were given another option and also a ticketed vengeance?
Oh.
Oh yeah,
see
you
where
get to ruin their life if you help us, and we
Yeah, you
want
want to come help us?
You get to
It's like,
live.
Oh, you
That's a
gotta
plus.
help me, huh? Why don't you
Okay.
promise me that potion?
Yeah, and I'm a doctor, so.
Yeah.
How the
That's
hell
right,
are you
yeah.
a doctor?
What does
We
that
ask
mean?
ourselves that every day.
What does that
How
mean?
are you a doctor? Don't trust. Like Chad is just like, don't trust this guy. It's an NPC played by Zoran. You think I'm gonna trust it?
you can trust him. He can read.
He-
Okay, don't stab me if I come in the fountain. Don't stab me.
He doesn't reply.
Are you gonna stab me if I come in
He's
there?
laying on the ground dying,
He
Beetle.
coughs
I don't
up
think he can
blood in
stab you.
response.
Okay, I climb into the fountain and I'm gonna do.
And do some first aid on him.
Yeah, I'll do the first aid.
Okay.
So we sit there in this fountain
you
for
can
an
do
hour.
assurance. You can do.
I
So
want to
here's
do.
the thing.
Oh no, wait! I want to do the treat wounds thing where I can sit in the fountain and
Yeah,
and
do
heal
it for a
him.
while. Okay.
Yeah.
We can talk to him during
So
that
DC
time.
is 15. Yeah, you can talk to him while I'm doing this. So let me roll.
Yeah.
We
So
talked
what it
about
means,
how
you can
we're,
roll to see if you can try to crit. And stuff if you don't want to use assurance. Now the DC check for this one, it's not going to be 15 on this one. It's in a pretty rough environment. He's not in a good area. You only got what you can with your healer's kit.
I
I'm
better
gonna
use
say
assurance.
I'm gonna say the DC on this one is 20.
I'm gonna use assurance.
Can you hit 20?
I don't know. I'm gonna do
Okay,
assurance to be safe so he
how
doesn't
that works,
die.
your assurance is basically 10 plus your proficiency thing. So yours is a
Yeah.
+9. So if you did assurance, it's 19. So you would not hit assurance.
Yeah.
Oh, frick! So I have to roll.
You have to roll because I'm evil. That's
Oh,
a
hey!
natural.
A nat 20.
Alright, you forgot to click. You forgot to click the medicine stuff. That would have been a 29 total. It's okay. No. Hold on. It's okay. I'm allowing it. You did the roll. You got your 20. I'm not taking it away from you.
Frog was so happy that it instantly just turned to despair.
Oh my god!
You never know when that game master's gonna get you.
Oh well, it looks like you didn't roll it the right way. Oh,
Oh man, that die looks cocked. Looks 2 degrees off the
I'm
face.
sweating so much.
die.
Well, it's
Alright.
a +9 with medicine, so that's technically a 29.
No, you did a natural 20. That's a crit. So you crit the healing. So this is what happens. For success, target regains 48 hit points and his wounded condition is removed. So go ahead and roll me 48.
I'm losing it. This guy's like, how are you a doctor? Fucking crits.
Don't stab me! Pulls out an entire
Okay.
surgeon's
To
table
roll.
from my guts.
how are you a doctor? Froggy literally pieces this man back together. Froggy just stands there in a lab coat.
I'm sitting there
That's
playing
how.
Operation with this guy's guts. That's a 14 HP.
After you've healed him, it's like, oh, buddy, your kidney, it has to go.
Oh no!
And he goes, what? I wasn't stabbed in the kidney. I know, but
What do you mean?
I found a malignant.
but my
It's
kidney had been
malignant,
those.
dude. It's malignant. I kind of need to take it away.
Beetle
So-
like very unsubtly looks over his shoulders like, this is gonna get so much on the black market.
Stuffing it in his fanny pack.
Okay, so this is what happens. With the crit stuff, you're going to increase the HP gain by 10 because you beat the DC 20 check. So awesome. And you did the 4d8. That's what happens with a critical success with treat wounds. You roll it. It doesn't just double what the 2d8 is. And because you're spending extra time, you're going to spend a total of an hour doing it. You double the hit points that you gain for treat wounds. So it is going to be pretty much 24 times 2. So you this is the best operation you've ever had. Like, you fix them up, and as you're fixing them up and stuff, you can start asking him questions if you'd like.
Yeah.
Beetle has
What's your
such
name?
knowledge of like elven anatomy now.
Like,
I know all
you
of
ask
the
his
insides.
name, and as you're operating, he's like, my name's Fevin.
Fevin?
Fevin.
Fevin?
Fevin.
7?
Fevin.
Any
Feather.
career we are going to have with this man from this operation is going to be gone by the time that Beetle is finished.
Is that with an F or a TH and there's like a chiropractic
No.
snap?
There's a Yoda scream, and it goes like, Fevin! F-E-V-E-N is it.
Thank you.
I'll look over at Graves like, perhaps we should give him a bit of leather to bite down on.
Oh yeah, here, buddy.
Maybe.
Hart pulls out just a piece of the leather strappings that he has on his belt for just carrying random stuff,
Yeah.
and he just holds it out and gives it to him.
He'll bite on it ever so often in between questions and stuff as things are getting real painful for him.
What's your deal? What did you get out of this?
Hey, what's your problem, Snap?
Besides living.
I got paid for this. Croc wanted the person that's inside the building.
The blacksmith?
Yeah. Big
What?
bastard he is. He killed
Aren't
most
there-
of us.
Aren't there a lot of blacksmiths in cities, though? From what I learned, blacksmiths make metal stuff. There's a lot of metal stuff in cities.
Wait,
Yeah.
back up. You said he killed a lot of you. Does that mean he got away? Is he still alive?
Nah, we got him. We got that
The
big
cage.
bastard.
What? No!
Is
We
he
need
dead?
to buy things from him!
He's my vendor,
Beetle,
you
I-
fuck.
That's my vendor! It's like when you're playing an MMO and somebody comes by and kills the quest NPC before you turn it.
Yeah, like it's like when as feminist just like, yeah, we got that big fuck. Like Tellem just like he just like leans his head back and he just closes his eyes and he just sighs and he's like,
Great.
Are we gonna regret healing you? You're gonna be nice.
like Tellem like wave a hand at Beetle's like, no, be fine. It's just a complication.
Okay. Hey, do you know Brug?
Brug. Who the hell's Brug? And right on time, Brug's coming over, and he'll come. He's like, "What have you guys found?" It's like, "Was it a
Fivin.
survivor."
We found
Survivor.
Fevin.
Yeah.
Seven.
Who the fuck is
Yeah.
Fevin?
That's what
This
I
guy,
said.
apparently,
Comes in, and is like,
giving us
nice.
information.
Oh.
We
By
can't have
the-
witnesses. He'll if he walks away, he'll tell Croc everything that we've done here. He knows you all now.
Don't worry, Brug. If he tries to do that, I'll undo what Beetle just did to him.
How can you
there's
do that
no-
after he's given the information, Hart? Like, once
There's-
he leaves and jabbers everything, you could crush his skull
he's
for all we
coming with
care. He will
us.
know.
No, he's coming with us.
Coming with us?
He's gonna work with us now.
Yeah.
You can't bring him with us. He's
Why
one
not?
of Croc's boys.
Well, now he's my boy. Is that right, Fevin? Grabs his cheeks and squishes them together.
Bevan's like looking left and right nervously. Yeah. I'm with them.
And if he doesn't
Tellem will
cooperate,
actually,
I will
like-
absolutely make a chew toy out of him.
Lee will actually look between Brug and look between Fevin, and it's like, Fevin, let me ask you a question. What's it like working for Croc?
Pays good. You practically own the place as long as the Tyrant's Guild doesn't mess with you.
So as long as the people who are really in charge turn a blind eye, you get to keep your life and survive off. And he like looks at Fevin's armor and, you know, kind of like mage hands like a piece of his cloak up and drops it. What? These scraps?
Oh, damn, you really just said you trusted scraps right now.
Don't you think you could do better?
Don't you think you can do better?
What if you were
Yeah.
given an opportunity?
Would you
Roll
take
me.
it?
What role do you think would be most appropriate?
Or would you
Yeah,
let it
to
slip?
I mean, like, this is...
What way would you try to business transaction with this individual?
Talim is very much trying to, like, underworld transfer of power.
Is it the handshake?
Yeah, it's just like... It's like... He's like, right now, you look to be a lackey left for dead. I don't think Croc would be too grateful for what you've done here. In fact, I think you could care less if you came back. However,
Sounds like he'd leave you for dead.
exactly, if you were to work for somebody that would value your service.
Yeah. Ooh.
Liam like looks around at all of them and is like, well, we seem to be acquisition specialists. We make a pretty penny doing what we do. And it seems that your hopefully former employer has something that we wanted to acquire.
What check would you like to try, Talim?
I want to say Underworld, but I don't know if that fits.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
kinda
making a
doubtful about it.
businessy kind of, you're trying
Yeah.
to convince this guy. I would say, if you can make me a convincing argument, I'll let you use your Underworld lore skill. Otherwise, I'll have to look at your +0 diplomacy for you to use.
Fair.
If you're lying to this guy, it would be deception.
No, Talim's not lying. Like that's one of the things is Talim very much doesn't lie. He's very honest with a lot of things. He's just a scummy businessman.
And he's been in this situation
Yeah.
before.
Okay. So the thing is this guy is working for the criminal underworld, right?
Yeah, from what you can surmise, he's one of Croc's, just kind of lackeys.
Yeah, he's working for Croc as a lackey. He's basically been left to die. And they got sent after a giant, which apparently killed a large majority of the man from what he said. And I'm gonna guess at this point in time, he's probably kind of pissed at being left to die. I don't know. I take a stab in the dark and say like, oh man, I got sent to grab a giant blacksmith, and he presumably like just swatted a good majority of us, and then I got left in a fountain to just perish. And then I've got a guy who's maybe a little bit shady, but him and his friends have decided to help me out, and has given me a chance to, I don't know, probably have a better condition working in than what I was before.
Yeah. All right. I'll allow you to use your Underworld.
Yeah.
I'll allow everyone else to try to help if they would like. You know what else like to add on to it to try to assist? Now, here's the thing. When I say this, you're aiding into it. So you'll do a roll. If you hit the DC that I have, you give a +2 to Talim's roll.
Okay.
If you fail, you bring it down.
Ooh.
Argumentably, couldn't Beetle use medicine for this purpose? For the sole reason that Beetle could have done much worse. He could have left this guy with the most basic of sutures.
So you
But he
see
didn't.
in social, that's a good point to bring up. In social encounters, I have like a degrees of like, how much he's warming up to you guys. And with social encounters, you change that likeness and stuff. And Beetle's already done that. That is done.
Yeah.
So
I do have something that might help that adds to the argument. It's not related to the medical services also.
Yeah.
Like, as Tellem is saying this, Beetle's gonna go, we find a lot of, like a lot of treasure, and you look like the kind of guy who's got some good strong, fast fingers, maybe triple jointed, they can spin around. You look like that kind of guy. Maybe I'm profiling a little bit, but, like, even in there, we found a big chest that we couldn't open. Like, I'm telling you, you roll with us, these people are horrifying. They kill on the daily, okay? And we find
I don't know what
tons
you're
of
talking
chests.
about.
We find shush, Grandma. We find tons of
Oh my
chests.
God.
Don't worry, she forgets about the murder. It's dementia.
Oh my God! We keep the things that we find, but there are lots of things that we can't access. And if you pull that weight and you help us open things that we can't open, you can take more shares. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, it's a really good. I found these guys. We were down by this place with these old ladies and this fish, and we were all we happened to be hired to go clear us some rats and stuff, and then we found a whole shrine with gold and a silver bowl. So I'm just saying, stick with us. We're accident prone in the good way.
And hear me out, buddy. Heart points down at this little guy in comparison to the rest of the looming forces.
Before you make your thing, I want Beetle to roll me a diplomacy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go at it.
You're doing basically what you're doing is an A check.
Oh,
You roll
no.
a 2.
Oh no, it's a 9.
You do have hero points. You have 3
Hero
of them.
point. Hero point.
Oh yeah, I want to use a hero point. Here, let me take that off. Hero point. Let me use a hero point. Let me roll.
So what you're
again.
doing is that you're aiding, and what the aid action is a reaction. Like an ally's about to use an action, it requires a skill check or attack roll, stuff like that. And what that does is if you succeed, basically the DC that I've set, and I've adjusted it to do all your conversations and stuff. If you succeed, you get a +1 circumstance bonus to the triggering check, and if you crit, you get a +2 different, all that stuff. And your diplomacy that you re-rolled and got a 16.
I got a 16 that time.
Nice. I'll put you down a point.
Thank you.
And now, Hart, go ahead and make your thing. Have the note.
Looming over this guy in the fountain as Beetle is squishing this guy and basically going, and now you're my bitch. He literally said, and he's my boy now.
Beetle's just over there like, and this is Vegeta. He was a prison. Nappa.
Hart looms a bit extra due to his height, and he goes, and hear me out, buddy. You don't actually need to do any of the violent bits, unless that's what you want to do. I don't judge, but you don't have to do the, fighting. You can do other things. We are, looks over at Tellem for approval, looking for employees.
Oh yeah, employment business no. So, Beetle also looks at Tellem.
We're looking for those who are skilled in navigating the business environment of the Ponspalaster and beyond.
And who can
Or
open
who are
big
open
chests.
to.
Okay, Hart, what would you like to roll
Yeah.
for your thing?
I'll let you choose.
All right, diplomacy.
Choose. Diplomacy. Alright, cool. Hart is not very well spoken.
See what you get.
I rolled an 18 for a total of 19.
Pretty good.
Oh!
Very
I-
nice, very nice.
I like how
know.
chat is just like adventure capitalists.
I know which skill I am getting trained next
Right.
time.
So now I will ask Gray. Gray, would you like to add anything to it or leave it alone?
Mm-hmm.
Good? Okay.
Yeah. Hang on. You were left down here to die alone. What you could do, instead of die alone, try and survive with people that are a little more agreeable than what was his name that you didn't like? What was his name again? The one that we
Ted?
killed?
Tim,
Todd?
Ted.
Oh, Ted.
Ted.
Sorry.
Yeah, we've
What was
got
his name,
Grandma.
Yeah.
Instead of with Fred.
Yeah, come adventure with Grandma. Don't you want to adventure with Grandma? Points.
Why are you calling me grandma?
Because you're our grandma.
Oh. Well, okay.
Oh.
Either
He
way.
just like looks at Beetle. It's just like, okay.
She's like, whatever. Anyway. Work with people you actually can get along with instead of Ted. Fuck Ted.
Fuck Ted.
Sorry
I
to all
never
the
liked
Teds
Fred
out
anyways.
This is how one guy listening who's named Ted, he's like, I was just hoping to have a good game. You know, I was going to listen to Rotgoons on my drive home, and you're so mean to me.
Man.
I'm sorry, Ted.
Wait,
All right.
Can we make that into a Rotgoon shirt?
I'm
Rotgoons
sorry,
are
Ted.
Fucking Ted. Tedders, dude. All right. All right. Go ahead and roll me diplomacy.
Diplomacy, I'm rolling. I got a 19 for a total of 20.
Nice. All right. So with all your stuff combined with Talim's roll of a 22 and Beetle's roll and Heart's thing and everything else, you see that his breathing's getting a lot better. Beetle, you're doing a great job healing him. And he goes, yeah, all right, boss. And he'll bring up a hand to shake your hand, Talim.
Now, Talim will actually is like, we'll actually raise a hand, but he'll use mage hand and like instead. He's like, you'll have to forgive me. I have to make do sometimes.
He's like, he'll shake your ghost hand.
Yeah, it's like, but don't worry, the spirit is there.
And,
His joke is he's a ghost.
So Beetle, as you've healed up Fevin here, you know that you've healed him up enough. Like, he's still really messed up. You've done all that you can. You've stabilized him. You've got to where he can barely kind of move. You're gonna have to carry him around. Like, he's in no condition. He's gonna need he's gonna need a place to rest for a while before he gets back up and going.
Well, shall we? Hart and I found some metal bits and bobs from the blacksmiths. We could carry this guy back to Elba.
I mean, that is where we're currently setting up a base of operations.
Yeah, Elma's. You know Elma's? He's gonna lean down and put his snoot in Fevin's face.
It's like Fevin will go, yeah, that's where we were gonna have to meet back up and rendezvous after our job was done.
Wait, you're meeting there?
Really?
Yeah, we're supposed to meet our boys there.
Oh, that's not good news.
We need a backup.
We could hole up in the blacksmith's house for the night.
Oh,
Or
no, there are other establishments. It's just knowing which ones are less connected than others.
I don't want to financially support other establishments.
you got it. Friends.
Screw other small businesses except the ones I like.
Yes, Hart.
Hart will hold out his arms. We already have our ways of solving this right in front of us, and puts a hand on Brug's shoulder. You will lie.
What?
Brug will furrow his brow a little bit and then look over at you, Hart. He's like, excuse me?
You and him, points down at Fevin, will lie.
What?
Yeah, what your dog said.
You will say that everything went according to plan. Because the giant did get captured, yes?
But then they're gonna try and make him go back with them.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So we could carry him in, because I also have to report back to Elma's.
Yeah.
And
And,
we could say that we're just getting our boy back together, and if they question you, I could probably just say that you all helped out.
Yeah, because they don't know us. Most of them who knows us are dead.
Brug will kind of scratch his chin a little bit and go like, all right, but he needs to swear, somehow bound, that he will not say what happened here.
I'll take your foot if you don't do it.
Vivid will look around like
Beetle
look at
pulls
everyone,
out a
go like,
bone saw.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. I won't squeal.
Yeah, good.
Talim
only
like puts his
squealing you'll
hands
do is
together and
if
he's
I
just like,
chew
I
on
would
you."
hope not to throw away such a good opportunity. It would be such a shame. Such
Beetle
a
slowly puts the bone saw
stupid
away.
move for silly reasons.
Gray kind of just licks her chops. She's just like, oh, it'd be a shame. I don't want to make you a chew toy.
Oh.
Like Talim just like he like looks around, like puts hands up, like now. We're all associates here. There's no need for threats or violence. That's what lesser organizations do.
Bro, can you carry him? Because Heart's carrying our metal bits.
Yeah, I can get him. And Brug
Make
will,
more sense for you to hold him too.
Yeah,
You know,
Brug will.
It will give you a great opportunity to learn from each other and get to bond.
Aww.
Yeah, Brug will look around and he'll kind of say, like, do you find anything inside the house that we could use to kind of carry things?
There's a really big chest, but we couldn't get it open.
Just like, go double check inside, see if there's something like that. That blacksmith must have some way of carrying things a little bit more efficiently.
I'll go.
You know, like
I
a
will-
wheelbarrow or a wheelbarrow that's bigger.
Yeah,
Or his hat.
You find a giant wheelbarrow
Oh, look at that.
that seems to be functioning.
How convenient.
They
And,
said that there was a large chest in here that they couldn't get open.
Yes.
Talim will like float in after Beetle and was like, where was that chest at?
Oh, it's over here. And Beetle pat her off into the dark around over here and stop in front of the chest and do the Will Smith hands again.
They will like look at it and can I try and pick the lock?
Do you have thieves' tools?
I have an ever need pack. How much do thieves tools cost?
That is a good question. Let's find out.
You gave him this power. So.
You know who probably does have
No,
thieves'
that's excellent.
tools? Our new friend also.
Our new friend is also like
Thieves'
Dying.
tools.
basically in traction.
It's fine. We can lay him down prone on the floor
Oh
and
my
like
God.
just let him open the chest.
It costs 3 gold.
Perfect. Liam will actually will flip this satchel over to the side. He will flip it open and he will mage
To-
hand down into
To
it.
warn you, before you waste your ever need pack,
Yeah.
just looking at the chest, and this is Game Master Mercy here.
Okay.
With your what's your even with your thievery and stuff.
Yeah.
When I said the lock picking lawyer would look at it and go, "What the fuck?"
Okay.
I meant that sincerely.
Okay.
This
All
is
right.
me
Never
giving
mind.
you Game Master Mercy.
Fair. I appreciate that. All right. So Talim will kind of like he pokes at the lock a little bit. He's like, I don't think I could handle this. I can open many things. This, no.
You stick your face in it and see what's inside?
No, what? That's the smartest fucking thing. Because you can technically as a ghost just go, huh?
Cab, for 2 hero points, you can make a narrative declaration.
So if I look it up. So for the ghost archetype, that's what Talim is, and
Yeah.
so the balance of ghost is hard in it. Like I allowed it because I thought it would be neat to have a ghost and try to take on that challenge. The thing that Ghost can do, if I can kind of look through, I'm trying to look through the thing real quick.
Yeah.
President attacks, strength stuff, ties it by, become a ghost, there are some things Ghost can do, kind of like just kind of look through. Normally I limit that because eventually Tellem will become high level enough to where Tellem could just like, oh, you got a grid map system? I got a whole map? Later, bitch! And then just go through my walls and break the game.
I've got you in this trap now.
Yeah, so,
bye.
So for this, because I'll have to triple check the rolling for it. For this one, if you spend a hero point, I will allow you to go to like to push your head through and try to see what's inside. But I'm gonna make you have to roll a check for it. I have to roll.
You know what? I will.
I'll make you roll an
I look at the chest.
For it.
I look at the chest.
Or more athletics.
And I look at the lock, and I'm just like, and Tellem is just like, I really want to know what's in there. Like his greed overcomes his common sense.
Yeah, and what if you just try?
Yeah, he will legitimately like hover a hand over each side of the chest lid. And I will spend a hero point to try and push my head through and see what's inside of it. If I get stuck in this chest, I'm gonna be so mad.
Okay, so
or if you get stuck, I'll just pull out my bone saw. You'll make it incorporeal.
Help me, step kobold! I'm stuck.
Yeah, help me, step kobold. There you beat me to the joke. God damn it! Let's get ready. All right.
All right.
I marked you down a hero point, and you stick your head through.
Right.
What you see, like, the order isn't done for this yet, but you see that there's a large. I'm thinking like two basketballs, kind of large, like the length of a full size keyboard. Think of that, but like kind of like double in a weird way.
All right.
It's a big sphere that's inside, kind of placed on like several blankets and stuff. There's other little bits of knickknacks here and there that you could see, like some like a precious metal like talisman there, things like that. There's a big metal thing there, and it has like various lumps and stuff, but kind of carvings inside and things. You have no idea what it is, but it's very prominent in the middle.
I like how Chad is instantly like, an orb of pondering, ponder the orb. Tellem just stays there for the next hour. What are you doing?
When Tellem comes out, he's got a big beard.
You see it is metallic and has intricate carvings on it and stuff like that, and you can just you could tell that it's special in some way, but you do not know why.
All right. I grab it with my ghost teeth and pull. No.
I start yanking.
I start yanking. So Tellem will then like basically just pull his head like out of the chest, and he's like, it seems to be some sort of orb or sphere, or it looks like a work in progress.
Oh, we can't make anything out of that.
Is. I do, however, looking at it, I think we have come to the right place. It's only restoring the blacksmith to his forge to work.
Yeah, I don't even... Should we take the scrap metals?
I don't... All right, can I use my crafting to like look at the scrap metals that we got and see if they will actually be of any use?
Yeah, we got to go back over to Hart because Hart's got them.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and meet back up.
Wheelbarrow.
Yeah, go meet back up with the giant wheelbarrow, which to you guys would just be like a big cart in size comparison.
Oh boy.
Yeah, once you get up there, go ahead and roll me a crafting in. Meow.
Zooming. All right, and I will roll a crafting. I have a plus 10 to it, and I roll a total of 12 for a 22.
Awesome. You feel that the scrap metal could be useful in the right hands.
My hands? Question mark?
Question mark?
Someone who might know, like any metal worker could probably make neat little baubles or little tools out of them. You know, like any blacksmith could be like, hey, I'll make a can opener with this. you know, or maybe like a nice
Yeah.
handle for a tankard or things like that. You know, like
Okay.
those they used to have like those Yeti cups or whatever, where they have like you put the little thing and you put it inside a little holder thing. You know,
Yeah, I
you
love
probably have no
Yeti
idea what I'm
cups.
talking about, but yeah, you know that some tankards, like, you know, like those horn like drinking
Yeah.
cups. Some people would like to make metal things to be like a holder for it. Like, ideas. There's accessories you could make. Is what the point I'm making.
Alright.
You know, there's potential in it. It's why it was probably here in the first place.
Right.
Someone needs to do something with it.
Yeah, I will look at Hart and I will look at Beetle and be like, I think perhaps it is best we leave that here for now, because our goal is to restore the blacksmith to his workplace. And if we bring that with us, it will be more indicative that we were looking for him in the first place and not just happening to wander by.
Hart shoots a finger gun towards Beetle and goes, "He isn't dead yet. I got you." And walks inside and drops off the metal bits. And then he comes back.
As you do so, the house just leans a bit.
We should get the wheelbarrow and go. We should
Oh, yes.
go. Let's
Hart-
go.
Let's go.
Hart
Alright, so,
grabs it and then we leave.
yeah. So for conclusion, you guys get the wheelbarrow, load up anything you kind of want. I can try to get you guys loot and stuff figured out. I assume you loot some of the bodies and things. You pick up Fevin, put Fevin in your big old carts, and
Heft him over. Just.
Yeah,
It's like a grocery store. You're picking up the loot, putting it in the cart, reach over, pull up a whole man, put him in.
yeah. It's like you're just bringing a dead body with you.
Yeah.
Get it all figured out, and you start heading over to Elma's. And we're going to take a quick break so everyone can use the bathroom, all that other stuff. And we will be right back.
Nice.
Our party members did indeed come back, but not in this episode. Due to how long this episode was, we had to split this up into a two-parter and make a whole other episode of it. So this may be episode 5, but episode 6 continues as they head back to Elma's. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.